Hey, what's going on, everybody? Going to do a quick little video today, kind of talking about some of the pros and cons, kind of doing a comparison and a overall review of these 5 different red dots that I've done pretty extensive testing on the last year. Um, Between the 5 of them, I've probably put 30,000 rounds through total. Not each, I wish, but total. Trying to compare, see which one performed the best, I liked the best. I haven't done all the crazy drop testing on concrete and some of the other stuff that other people that do as part of the review. These were all purchased by me. I own them, and if I break them, got to buy another one. But they have been run pretty hard. I have dropped them. They have been beat around. They haven't been babied, and got at least 5,000 rounds through each of them. Double that on some of them that are a little older. And so just going to give a quick little review and kind of compare some of the pros and cons that I've personally found with the different ones. First particular one here has got the most use. This gun's probably got 25,000 rounds on it on its own, all with the dot. And so, say 50,000 rounds between the 5 if you count the extra year or so that this one's got on it. So pretty extensive testing. I will say I've not had any failures with any of them. I've got the Trigicon RMR Type 2 adjustable brightness LED. I've got the Trigicon tritium powered RMR, the Delta Point Pro, the Holosun 508T in the green, and then the Holosun 509, the enclosed emitter. This is the only enclosed optic here that I've run this last year. And so, initial thoughts, they all work great. Like I say, I haven't had any failures. The only, I'll say failure, but it wasn't really, when I was shooting this 508T, I had not apparently tightened the battery compartment enough, and the battery actually came out during fire. But with the solar backup, it never stopped working. I actually didn't even notice that the battery was gone until, sometime later. I continued shooting, continued training, and at some point during the day, I noticed that the battery was totally gone and couldn't find it. Emailed Holosun, and they sent me a brand new battery compartment. Didn't charge them anything, no questions asked. And so that's been my only customer service interaction with those guys, and it was great. It was pretty quick. They sent it out to me, even though it could have been construed to be my fault for not checking the tightness on that, which I now do. But overall, the optic has held up great. I really like the green option that Holosun offers. And the different reticle settings, and I really like the solar backup just for that reason, because batteries fail, and if you're running something like the Leopold or the Type 2 RMR, if the battery goes out, you've got no optic. You've still got your backup irons, but you've got no red dot. And so really cool to have that solar feature. I look for these companies to add that here shortly. I feel like Holosun's kind of jumped ahead of the crowd with some of those features. Of all of these, this RMR I've run the most. Probably got 30,000 rounds on just this optic, or this style optic. You can kind of tell it's been beat up and abused pretty good. Never had a failure. Of course, one of the big complaints, two of the big complaints, it's got a very small field of view, the smallest of these optics. So if your presentation is a little off and you don't have it just right, you've got to fish around, and sometimes it's hard to find that dot. Also, you've got to remove the optic from the slide to change the battery. However, that being said, I change the battery every 2 years, shoot it a lot, and never turn it off. And so you've got a lot of battery life to play with there, and it's not like you're gonna be changing the battery monthly or anything like that. The 508T, we talked about how much I like that with the battery backup, or the solar backup rather. The 509 is basically the same thing, same field of view, same battery life, same features, same optic. It's just got the rear glass, which is huge if you're in any kind of inclement weather, or you don't clean the things very often. Anything you get in between, whether it's the Delta, the RMR, or this, if you get any dirt and debris down in here behind that back glass, it will get between the laser emitter and the front glass and just frag the laser out, especially moisture or water. I was out training in a red dot school with this, and it was snowing, and just sitting in the holster, the snowflakes and moisture that got down in there basically turned the gun worthless. You can cover the front of the screen and still see the red dot. And that's one of the things that we did in training. We would actually put painter's tape or something over the front, and you can still, with two eyes open, acquire the dot and use it to shoot. However, when you get stuff in behind the glass here and that laser starbursts and frags out, not only do you lose the red dot, it got so bad with some heavy snow, you couldn't even see the open sights. I mean, you'd look through there, and all you'd see was a starburst of red laser and snow and debris, and other than pointing and shooting, you had no sights. Which this closed emitter fixes that problem. It looks a little silly. The mounting's different. It clamps on, it doesn't screw in, but I have had no issues with that. And but I've totally immersed this in water and snow, and it has been 100% right out. You don't have to worry about fragging that laser out. And so overall, again, I've had great luck with all of these. The Delta Point Pro has the largest field of view, which is very nice if you're shooting fast, you're doing some kind of competition. Both Holosuns are offered in red or green. I really like the green better, and the closed emitter is definitely better if you're in adverse weather conditions, snow. If you carry it in a holster all the time, concealed carry, you get dust and debris and all kinds of stuff in there. I think that really sets it apart, not necessarily as a brand, but just as a style, because you'll have that problem with any of the open emitters. So honestly, can't go wrong with any of these. A lot of it boils down to personal preference and what you're going to be using the gun for. But that's just my 2 cents and review on these 5. There's a bunch of other ones out there, and again, about probably 30,000 rounds this year, 50,000 rounds total through these 5. And yep, those are my thoughts.